All right, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for our information session. My name is Lauren Kinter. I'm the interim director for our English Language Training Institute at UNC Charlotte. And I am joined today by Ms. Eman Alnasr. Eman is an international student. She's a former student of the English Language Training Institute here at UNC Charlotte. She has her bachelor's degree in respiratory care, and she is currently a graduate student at Georgia State University. So Ms. Alnasr is going to share some information today with us about her journey at ELTI, and she's happy to answer any questions you might have afterwards. So with that, I'll turn it over to Eman.
Okay, thanks, Lauren. Welcome everyone, and thank you to take the time to see this webinar. And today I would like to share my experience at ELTI with you and how the experience has positively impacted my academic progression in the graduate school. Also, I would like to provide you with some advices how to succeed in improving your English language. So let's get started. So first of all, I would like to mention that ELTI programs start from level 1 to level 5. And if you are applying for undergraduate program and you have completed level 5, you do not need to take IELTS or TOEFL to get an admission to UNCC. But if you are applying for a graduate program, and even if you completed level 5, you need to take IELTS or TOEFL and other tests to get an admission to UNCC. Just wanted to clarify that point before I start. Okay, so I joined ELTI for 2 semesters. Fall 2019 and spring 2020. And when I joined ELTI, I had one goal that I wanted to improve my English language to get high score in IELTS or TOEFL to get an admission to a graduate school. And I think the majority of students who are in intermediate to advanced level of the language have the same goal. I was thinking, once I got the score I want in IELTS, that means I'm ready to succeed in the graduate school. But when I joined ELTI level 4 and 5, I have realized that there are more components needed to improve my English language, not only getting the score I want in IELTS. So actually getting the score you want in IELTS or TOEFL is the first step to get an admission to the school you want. But how about being fully prepared to comprehend and master all the skills required to succeed in your academic school? So when I joined level 4 and especially level 5, because level 5 exposed the student to the real college life in the US. So I learned many skills that actually save me too much time and effort now in the graduate school. So I just apply what I learned in ELTI in my current assignment. And many skills that I learned in ELTI, such as how to take good notes of lecture professor, how to do good summarizing and paraphrasing of an article, how to write different kinds of academic essays, how to cite my references in any writing assignment. Also, I learned advanced level of grammar that helps me to read complicated text of the language and use that advanced grammar in my writing assignment. So I remember before I joined ELTI, when I want to write anything, I used to write simple sentences like with one sentence that include maybe maximum of 10 characters in one sentence. But now I'm able to write one sentence with 50 to 70 characters in one sentence using correct grammar and correct punctuation. So I consider that like really a progression in my writing. So also in ELTI, I learned basic language and many vocabs and terms related to different discipline, or let's say different branches of knowledge, such as psychology, economics, history, and sociology. And this is really important, especially if you are undergraduate student. Let's say your major is related to engineering. So you are not going to study only courses related to your major. But also you will have other elective courses from different discipline. So it's important to expand your knowledge beyond your major. Also, beside the improvements in my academic language, I learned some of the US culture through learning the language, such as understanding the diversity, like the US has diverse population, which helped me actually to connect with different people, communicate with different people, and also adapt with the new environment. So I consider my experience at ELTI as a positive experience because I started with one goal, and at the end of my journey, I achieved more than that goal. I got the score I want for English proficiency test. I got admission to a graduate school, improved myself in communication and participation in discussion, and now I'm able to write different kinds of academic essay in a professional way. So now let's move to another part of this presentation. How to succeed improving your English language. So I created this equation is like I extrapolated that through my educational journey. So first of all, be an active student, plus that you have professional or robust educational system, eventually you will succeed in improving your English language and achieve your goals. And you can apply this actually in any educational level. So be an active student. So in classroom, you need to be an active listener. You need to participate in discussion with your teacher and classmate. You need to do your assignment and put effort in that assignment. So follow your teacher's instructions. So be organized, hard workers, set your goals, also get engaged and involved with native speakers and with other international students, because this is the most effective way to improve your language, especially related to speaking and communication. So be hard worker, but at the same time, do not forget to entertain yourself. There are lots of amazing places in Charlotte, and ELTI sends regular emails about events that happen in Charlotte and at UNCC Charlotte. And nowadays, LTI use social media such as Instagram to post weekly updates. So really take the time to explore Charlotte. So here, as you can see in this slide and the pictures on the left, this is me. So there was an event at UNCC Charlotte called Coffee with a Cup, and that was in spring 2020. And people usually go there to enjoy free coffee. Actually, I'm not a big fan of coffee, but I went there because I wanted to exercise my language and get connected with different native speakers and international students. Also, Charlotte has amazing spring and fall season. You can really see different colors of leaves, and you can really live with the changes in each season. So it's really amazing to live in Charlotte. And also the temperature is not that cold in winter compared to the north part of the country. So really it's a quite warm place to live in. So now the second part of this equation is having professional educational system. And actually ELTI has effective education, updates their curriculums frequently. They has effective teachers, collaborative and friendly staff and teacher, and they helped me from the first moment I applied for ELTI until graduation. Also, the material that are provided to learn the language are not only limited to ELS books. I mean by that, not only the material that are written for English as a second language, but in advanced level of the program, you learn from authentic source of language. In other words, the materials that are written for native speakers, and from that material, you learn advanced level of grammar that help you to understand the intrigue level of the language and mimic that in your writing. So this is really important to improve your reading and writing skills. Also, another important point to mention, you receive continuous evaluation and feedback from your teachers. So you know that you have like weak points and strong point, and it's really important to take that as a guide for you to improve your English language. So here, the pictures on the left, this is me with some of the ELTI staff and teacher, and that was at the end of semester celebration in fall 2019. And the second picture, this was on spring 2020, I think between March and April. So when the pandemic started and ELTI classes shifted from traditional to online classes, so even with that quick transition to online classes, ELTI still provided effective education. And to be honest with you, I did not feel that I want to skip or miss any class. I was really enjoying my time at ELTI. So eventually, if you become an active student and take the advantage that you are going to be provided with an effective education, so eventually you will succeed in improving your language and achieve your goals. So here, this pictures, I was chosen by ELTI teachers to represent level 4 speaker at the end of semester celebration fall 2019. And ELTI selects one student from each level at the end of semester celebration to give a speech. Also in 2020, spring 2020, I participated in Marian B. Crossing Borders writing competition. And this competition occurs every spring. And there are 3 levels of this competition. There is ELTI level, so level 4 and 5 can participate in this competition. There is undergraduate level and graduate levels. So this competition for international students, and basically they are writing about their experience once they come to the US. So I participated in that competition and I got honorable mention. And actually I was so happy, not because of the monetary prize I received, but because when I joined ELTI, I discovered that I'm capable to do more what I thought. And I think this is like the power of education. So finally, at the end of spring 2020, I graduated from ELTI. I got admission to Georgia State University, and ELTI was the first step that allowed me to succeed and get an admission and succeed now in the graduate school. And finally, I would like to leave you with a final thought. I think for us as international students, the most basic thing is not only improving our English language to get an admission to the school we want, but also reaching to advanced level of the language. And once we reach to that level, we will feel confident, and that competency help us to build more goals in having more opportunities in different aspects of life, especially in educational and professional life. And that requires from us to be continuous learner of the language. We need to write in English, speak in English, and listen to English and write in English as a daily habit. So thank you for listening. And if you have any question, I'm really happy to answer your question. You can also contact me through my email. I'll be happy to.
Thank you, Eman. That was great to hear your experience and to hear how your goals kind of shifted, that you exceeded your goals, and to hear about your journey throughout the program. So I do have actually a couple questions for you. I know one of your pieces of advice for students was to be active in the classroom and to engage in the classroom, participate. So I'm curious, was this a shift for you from your previous educational experience? I know sometimes students, when they join ELTI, the way that ELTI classes operate is a little different from maybe their classrooms back home. So could you speak to that? Were there any similarities or differences? And might there be some things that students should anticipate being a little different when they join an ELTI class?
So I think, so for me, when I graduated from high school, it's like maybe now more than a decade. So I think now the education in Saudi Arabia is totally different when I was like a high school student. But I think like people who join ELTI and did not participate in discussion or something is they are shy. I think they are not feel comfortable if they speak or they talk, and they might talk with lots of mistakes in their speaking. And that's why I want to like every student to be sure that if they did not speak at all, they will not know that they have like problems, or they will not able to improve themselves. So maybe in Saudi Arabia is it's a little bit different than here in the US. Like here we have more participation, more discussion in the classroom, and like depend that the studies depend on the student, not just the teacher. And just I need like to student to make sure they can really cross that border and be have the courage, the courage to speak. So, and when I was an ELTI, I to learn, and you're actually your classmate, they will not laugh at you because all of us in the same level, in the same boat, so we are all learning. So I want to advise like students to take the courage to like make initiatives to ask and learn.
Great, thanks for that. I really like the image of crossing the border. I would echo what you said, that ELTI is a safe space, and the teachers really work hard to make a safe space for students to practice, because if you don't make mistakes and try, you will not ever get better. So good. My other question is, do you have any advice for students on how to adapt or how to deal with cultural differences that they might encounter? I know sometimes students might feel homesick, or they observe things that are different from back home. Do you have any advice for students on how to be comfortable and transition into their new life and new environment?
And I think first of all, like they need to interact with other international students in the same classroom. So they need to start from that point. And maybe when they feel like comfortable with that other international student, they might get engaged with them. They want to see their friends. And maybe after that, like I remember that some of ELTI teachers like assign some of student with other native student in the college. And I think this is really a good start if someone wants to interact with other students in the same university, and they can know their culture from like after becoming closer friend with that person. So start from small point, then get that circle big.
That's great. Thank you. All right. Any other final thoughts to share?
So I don't have any other, but if anyone wants to contact me or ask me about my experience or want any extra advices, so I will be happy to answer them.
Great. Thank you. Well, thank you, Eman, and thank you everyone for watching. Her email, as you can see, is on the screen. And if you have questions that you want to contact ELTI directly, all of that information is on the website. You can email us or send us a message on WhatsApp. Follow us on Instagram. Yeah, lots of ways to reach out to us. So thank you, everyone, and have a good rest of your day.